a final in prospect for the women's 400 hurdles. Dalilah Muhammad, the Olympic champion, the world record holder, twice silver in this race. This needs to be big from her because there are challenges coming inside. Muhammad on the line, and it's a new world record. At last, Dalilah Muhammad completes the collection. Twice it's been silver in the World Championships, but this time she completes a glittering career, and in the process she has broken her own world record.
I think we have this idea that we have to be doing bad to retire, and I don't think that's really the truth. It's more of a mental thing for me. I think I just mentally know that I want to do other things, and track takes up a lot of your time. It takes up so much time, and the effort that you put into it, I haven't really been able to put that effort into anything else. And I think that's ultimately just where my mindset is at this moment in time. Like, I want to do that. I know I can still run. During this journey of just like competing for like the last 13 years, I think it's been, I always had the goal of kind of like 2024 Paris Olympics would be like the end for me, and it just didn't really end the way that I wanted it to end. Finally, this year, I was like, you know what, let me just give it one more. So that's kind of like the idea of me kind of making this my retirement. But yes, the question is up there. People are like, are you really gonna retire after you're running so well? And yes, but you know, I guess there's always that possibility.
What a race in prospect. All eyes on the two Americans whose rivalry and talent has lit up this event all year. Which one will produce the crowning moment of the season? McLaughlin in 4, Muhammad in 6. This is the final of the women's 400 meters hurdles.
There's been so much pressure throughout my career. Just dealing with that pressure and just having to show up and kind of kicking yourself down when it doesn't go exactly to plan. I think there's just absolutely no pressure on me. I'm truly just enjoying it. I heard someone say the other day how just like, you know, when you know it's almost the end, I think people sense the sadness, but honestly it's so much more enjoyable than you would think because you just appreciate it so much more. I think I appreciate the days that my body's feeling great. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a great day. Like, I'm going 100% all out at training today, just because like I'm so appreciative that it's a good day for me. So I've had a lot of those in the last couple months, so I'm just trying to see where it goes. Since I've broken the world record, so many people have run this so fast. I think now we have college girls that are running 52 low, and there was a point in time where running that time was just unheard of. Like, no one was doing that, and not this many people were doing it. I think there's a lot of different reasons for that. I think, yes, I might have started that trend. I think inspiration goes so far within just you seeing someone else do it and believing that you're capable of doing it too. So I definitely think that plays a part, but I think, honestly, I think our shoes have made a difference. I think, yes, our inspiration running the 400 hurdles differently than I think we used to run them. And even now, people are running it differently than when I did it to break the world record. So it's just evolving, and honestly, I'm just happy to have been a part of it. When I ran 52, I think 20, I definitely thought I could go faster. I definitely thought that we could go faster. I think at that time even I thought that 51 was definitely possible. I thought, but even then it was this little inclination as like, can girls even run 50 points? And I think for me that's always kind of like what the goal was, like how can we get down to 50 points? Because I thought we were just kind of so far away from what the world record was for the women's 400 flat. And I'm like, we're incredible athletes. I think it should be closer to the women's 400 flat time than it was. So in the back of my mind, that's just kind of like what I always thought. When I ran 51 eventually, it was like, that was the fastest I thought I would ever run, to be honest. I was like, after that race, I was like, oh wow, I've never felt faster in my life. Hoping for faster now, but yeah, I do remember feeling that type of feeling. Like, you don't have many races where you're like, that's the absolute fastest I've ever could have run, or you've had that feeling. When I ran that in Tokyo Games, I definitely did feel that way. This journey has really just taught me to believe in myself. I think, and that just goes so far in just everything that we want to do in life, every aspect of the journey. Just having that self-belief pushes you so far past so many limits, so past just what you thought was possible to achieve, just crazy dreams. And for me, it's just like, I'm never gonna doubt myself like in anything that I want to do. I think that's been like one of the biggest lessons this journey has taught me. And just knowing how to just dedicate your time and dedicate your energy into doing like what you want to achieve, and how to really achieve those goals, and how to make big goals small. And when I say small, I mean just breaking them up into small little segments and achieving one thing at a time. So for me, a lot of life lessons, but ones I'm definitely taking with me for the rest of the journey. I think the first time in 2013, I would relive that, and I would just enjoy the moment a lot more than I did. I think for me, it was just kind of like, oh, just get to the finish line. And this is back in 2013, I won silver it was Moscow, Russia. And I remember kind of being disappointed with that. Like, I was happy to get the medal, I was happy to get silver, but here I was a newbie on the scene, and just that desire, that want to just want more. And it kind of really played, I think, throughout my entire career, just kind of always wanting more, and not really truly just enjoying that moment. I look back at the interview that I did after that race, I'm just like, who is that child? Like, who is that girl, and what is she talking about? She should be so proud of herself. And I don't think I truly was in that moment, just because I wanted more, and that's great, but looking back, I think you should definitely just enjoy the experience a lot more. I think in many ways, young me wanted to be here, and young me thought about being here.
World Athletics Female Athlete of the Year is Dalilah Muhammad.
The dreams have definitely surpassed, I think, even what I dreamed about. I remember a defining moment for me where I think it surpassed what I thought as a child is when I won Athlete of the Year in 2019. Not even breaking the record, that was, yeah, see, that's just a crazy dream, but to kind of be Athlete of the Year, I thought that was just, I never even thought that was possible, or I never thought I'd be that athlete amongst every single body. So I think for me, that was just like one of those moments where you're just like, yeah, I never even thought about this. I never dreamed of this. We can never take away the world record. I think for me, the world record is definitely going to be something that I remember, that I'm going to cherish forever. It was just such, at that moment in time, especially, I think, you know, just having to do it on home soil that first time, and that was just such a, I just still remember the crowd, I think, more than anything. And I don't think it was a super packed stadium, but it was just so loud in that stadium. And I think that's the first time I'm like, that I truly remember just like the crowd screaming so loud, and just like the fans after the fact. And it was just such a really good experience. So I'll definitely remember that. There's been a lot. There's been a lot of difficult moments. I think I got really injured in 2023 going into Budapest. And that was, for me, it was just kind of like one of those kind of defining moments where here I am, I'm 33 at this point. So it's almost at the end of your career, where most people would think like it's time to kind of just shut it down anyway. It's like not a big deal. But for me, honestly, it was. And it was just like, I knew that wasn't my best. And I knew that I had more to give regardless of my age. And I think I had to really kind of slow down last year, the 2024, to just really kind of see what I can do this year. And I think that was just such a hard decision to make. But crazy enough, I think it's really paying off, and the season's not over yet, but I think for me, looking back, that's gonna be one of those moments where I truly just bet on myself and chose myself in that moment to really have the ending that I wanted. Well, I think a lot of people face just so many challenges and just so many low moments. I think unfortunately within sport, and unfortunately when you're a top athlete, and unfortunately when you dedicate so much of yourself to something, there are a lot of low moments. And I think that's something that I don't express a lot in my journey, or just I'm not vocal about, but I think it's important to just kind of put that message out there that we all are kind of struggling. We have those struggle moments, and we just have to get through them, and I've definitely dealt with that, and I think I just want people to know that it's normal. It's so normal, and it doesn't mean that being upset or being down, it doesn't have to be this negative thing that we think about. It just means that you care about something and you're passionate about something, and this is just a moment in time, a moment that's passing, a moment that will pass. I just want people to remember me for just being relentless, just going forward. I think I've definitely not been that athlete that's winning every single race, but I've definitely been that athlete that shows up when it counts and shows up when it matters, and just always going to be that one that you can't count out when we're on the line. So definitely think that's just really what I want people to remember me by.
I mean, I think she's such an amazing athlete, and in 2019 I started to do the hurdles, and she was so good, and she's such a great hurdler. Also, I love her technique. I love the way she approaches her races. It's really something I always look up to. I remember racing her there in the semifinals, completely starstruck, and to be honest, I'm always still a bit starstruck when I see her. She's just a great athlete. So I'm really happy I get to race her here. I'm happy to see in the great shape she is, and it's really nice to get to race her in her last season.
I mean, when I first joined the group, training with Dalilah was one of the coolest things in the world. Not only has she just been so successful and so good at what she does, but we're both Trojans. So I went to SE and was looking up to her for a long time, and it's really cool to be able to call her a friend, a training partner, a competitor, all of those things. So I'm trying to convince her to do one more year. I'm in denial. This isn't her last year, but I wish her all the best. And it's been great to be able to be on this journey with her and watch all the greatness that she is in every aspect of her life.
I guess my advice to the next generation is just to dream crazy, have really big dreams, and just go for them. You never know what's possible. You never know what you can achieve. Just be aligned with people that think as crazy as you. That definitely helps along the journey, and it makes it a lot easier. What's next for me? We'll see. We'll see.
Well, Dalilah, this is your last season. I just want to say thank you for taking me under your wing all those years ago. You have just been such a light in my life, and I'm going to miss you.
Hi, I'm Andrewnette, Dalilah's training partner. I'm wishing her all the very best for her future endeavors. She definitely came into the sports and changed the event, and I look up to her so much. And I'm wishing her all the best. Love you.
What can I say that's probably not been said by most people? Well, as a coach, I think that for me, she's like an additional coach for me. Not only for herself, but her training mates. I mean, she's so smart and she's so intuitive about the 400 hurdles and many of the events. I mean, you'd be surprised. I often tease her about one day, maybe you should get into coaching. And she always laughs. It's like, no way. But she really has a good sense of things, and kinesthetic awareness is amazing. As I think about her, maybe one of these days not running, I never really feel sorry for her because I know she'll be great at whatever she decides to do. I often feel sorry for myself because I don't know what I'm going to do and how different my days are going to be without her being around every day. I mean, she's had such a positive impact on me and an entire group. She's been a stalwart and a fixture for us for many years, and so I feel bad for myself. I think I'm the one that's going to be impacted the most by retirement, but I know that it'll be on to bigger and better things in her next career. So, we love her to pieces, and we're not rushing her retirement. We're just taking this really, really slow, and hoping that we can finish things as well as we started.